Hello, I'm Jaymilano. Drug cases. I got to tell you a story about drug cases. And I promise if you're 20 to 40 and maybe older, you'll be mildly impressed. I'm Snoop Dogg's lawyer. The dog sleeps safe in his crib because Big Daddy J is on the case. And here's what happened. Snoop Dogg was in his bus, his traveling bus. And there was a bus in front of him that was filled with his band. And there was a bus behind him that was filled with his security people, mostly Los Angeles policemen. And in his bus was Calvin Broadus is his name, Snoop Dogg, 4 other people, a gun, $200,000 in walking around money because they had to travel from Cleveland to Boston, and they may have had to stop at a rest center somewhere, and a reasonable amount of marijuana. The highway patrol pulled up with a drug dog in the car, and they separated the first bus from the second bus. Now, I'm going to stop in the story here, because if you're charged with a drugs case, this will sound familiar to you. Drug cases start because the policemen have a suspect, and it may not be a true suspect. It may be just you look like to them like a drug dealer, and that has its meaning. And they decide to take a shot. But in his case, they pulled up and they sent the first bus away. They held the people in the second bus, and they brought the drug dog into his bus. And they found what I just told you. And they arrested him. And the he called his lawyer in California. The entertainment lawyers called Cleveland lawyers about who can do this, and I ended up doing it by that chance. Well, anyway, here's what happened. We went to the court the first day, and I talked to the prosecutor. He was gone by that point. This was just a meeting. And the prosecutor was a great lawyer, and he said, Jay, let's call the highway patrol. And we did. And I sat there and listened to the captain of the highway patrol say, well, yeah, we knew it was Snoop Dogg. We figured he'd have drugs, so that's why we stopped him. And that is what happens to people every single day. They're not Snoop Dogg. The highway patrol is never that honest, but every single day people get stopped. And you can win a drug case because you're innocent, and you may well be. Or you can win a drug case because the stop was illegal. Well, what happened in that case was we resolved it. It took a year to resolve it. And I'll tell you exactly why. We resolved it in the first week because the prosecutors told the lieutenant, I can't do this case. That's illegal. And the lieutenant just sort of mumbled. We went to the judge and we told him that we will make a donation to the Oberlin schools. We will do everything we can to make this right. And the prosecutor was going to dismiss the case. And you know what the judge said? He says, oh, don't do this to me. It's my last case on the bench. He was retiring that Christmas. He said, please let the new judge do it. We said, okay, how could you not? We went to the new judge. The judge says, oh, please don't do this to me. It's my first case. And we let it go again. And it took a year to resolve it, but it was resolved. And with the donation. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen to you. But I do know that there are defenses. And I do know that all of those things we did for that famous person, we would do the same exact things for you because it's about the client. We would owe you the same duty we owed him. So if you have a drug case, it's still what I do. I've been a criminal defense lawyer all my life. I've been doing these cases forever. So call. We'll talk about it. We'll work it out. And if there is a way to defend you, and you may well be innocent of this, and that creates its own problems, but if you're innocent, we will do everything we can to prove it. And if we have to work our way through it by way of a suppression, we'll do that. But we commit to you that we'll give you the best defense that we can. So call me. We'll sit down. We'll talk about it, and we'll develop a plan.